from since very early age. So today we will be working on the stock market. Okay. So as in the previous session, we have gone through the basics of stock market. Now we will be going through the IPO. Okay. The basics of IPO, what is IPO, and all over the things that are needed. We will go through this. Okay. Okay. So yeah. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, so today's topic is IPO. So I think everyone in some point of their life, and like everyone have gone through some kind of deficit in their money. I hope so. Is that?
Ma'am, can you repeat it, ma'am? I didn't get.
Yeah. So I was asking, in some point of your life, you have gone deficit in your money. Is it possible, or have you like I can compare like there is some kind of richest persons out there, but we are normal persons, so we can go through deficit of money in any kind of life. Okay, is it possible?
Yes, ma'am, it's possible.
Obviously it is possible. So in case of companies also, they are also having kind of problems in their company. Okay, so like they got deficit in their money. Okay, or like they have gone up to a huge amount of debt from any kind of other companies or something. Okay, so that is the thing, they go through IPOs. Okay, there are capitals or there are investors who can invest in their company, so there are options from them. Okay, like there is angel investors. Okay, who can invest in their company and they can get money from them. Also there are various kind of banks out there from where they can get the loans and all. So that is the thing, that is totally depends upon the company. But there is also another option, that is IPO. Okay, which is initial public offerings. Okay, so by the term only we can understand that initial public offering, public. So what is the thing? So they raise kind of shares, okay, to the publics to invest in their companies. Okay, now we have gone through the public word. Now the word initial. So initial means the first time. The first time when they are raising their shares, that is called the first time. So it is known as initial. Also, if they are going the next time, then it called as FPO. Okay, it is also known as follow up public offerings. So these are the contents that we will be going through in this session. We will be going through the definitions of shares and IPO. We will be going to know about what is shares, what is IPOs, also why the company should go for this IPOs, then why the investors should go for this IPO, and also we will get to know about the steps for IPO. Okay. Now, first, as I have mentioned in the first slide only, what is shares and IPO. So in this Indian stock market, obviously the company offers some kind of shares to the public so that they can invest in their company. Now, it depends upon the publics. Why are going to like invest in this company? What is so special in this? Why should I go for this company and all? Obviously, we are going to like go like we will discuss about these topics and all. Now we'll just get some kind of hint by sharing a kind of example. Okay, so in the slide, Raj is an entrepreneur. Okay, obviously I think most of there are people who are from finance backgrounds, and also there are people who are from science background also. But there are persons who are not going like they are not happy with their life, like doing this 9 to 5 jobs and all. They are like fed up with this thing, and also this kind of rules and regulations things. Okay, so obviously there are persons who are having their unique minds and unique ideas about these companies, or business. So they want to make up their own business idea and form a company and form a entrepreneurship out there. Okay, so everyone is having every kind of and unique kind of ideas in their mind to form a business. We couldn't go into everyone's mind and all. So obviously there is a person whose name is Raj. I think everyone is aware of this name, Raj. Simran, is it?
Yes, ma'am. It's my most common name.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. I know everyone is a very Bollywood type of person here. So yeah, in this case, Raj is an entrepreneur, okay, and he is having this brilliant idea to manufacture shirts, okay. So he has thought of, yeah, I am not going to apply for these jobs and all. I'll build up my own company. I'll build up my own business of manufacturing shirts. Okay, so he have designed a whole thing about how is going to plan a business, how the manufacturing, how the things will be gone in a particular process. Okay, now he was very confident in his business idea. So however he have gone through all the process and all, so he had started sharing his business. Okay, so while he have shared his business idea and all, so he met Simran out there. So Simran, like she really liked the business idea here of Raj's company. Like, yeah, he have a good idea of this company, and yeah, he can get a good amount of profit in the future. So why not? I also take part in this business idea. I'll just contribute here also. Okay. So she wanted to invest in Raj's company. Okay, so they both have joined hands and took the decision to form a business of this manufacturing shirt. Okay, now while taking this idea into mind and while building the business, obviously they need various process to follow. Okay, so while like taking all this process in mind and whatever the things they have to follow, obviously there is a section that we have to follow. Okay, it is not kind of way that, yeah, we'll follow in this way or that way. Yeah, we can follow in any way. Okay, obviously there is some kind of rules and regulations while like building up your company, you have to follow that. Okay, so it comes under Companies Act 2013. So in this Companies Act 2013, there are various kind of rules and regulations that you have to follow while you are building your business. So there they are having two options. Okay, so they are having one option that they will open a private company and they will be the whole and sole owners of that company. Okay, and there is one more option that they will expand their company. Okay, obviously I hope everyone is known about how type of business or how kind of companies out there. Okay, we are having the sole proprietorship, then we are having partnership. In partnership we have uh, two or more persons out there, and also we are having company. Okay, so also they are also having this two kind of options. In that kind of first, where there will be the whole and sole owners of this company, and the second where they have to expand their company on a larger scale. So while going into expanding larger scale, obviously they need money. No, without money we couldn't do anything. That is the thing. So with money only they can expand their company, they can work on their company, the expenses, the profits, or how can they bear the debts, all over this thing they have to take some kind of money. Okay, so if they are going to expand their money and obviously they need money, so how can they get the money? Okay, so it is their first business and they are going to start off their business. It is not possible to take up so much of loan in the first day, like we'll go into the bank and take the loan. Okay, and also while taking loan, bank also needs some kind of security. No, how you are going to pay off my debt and all. Obviously they need that, and they are not so much aware of that, so they have chosen the option for IPO. Okay, So they have gone for the initial public offering. That is the first shares that they are going to offer the public. So that is called the initial public offering. So we have got some kind of example and some kind of like idea like how this initial public offering works. Okay. Now, obviously, in initial public offering, we have a kind of process that we have to follow, and also you should have known some kind of advantages and disadvantages. Okay, a company or any kind of topic, obviously they have advantages, and there is another thing that is disadvantages. Obviously, anything couldn't be perfect. Okay, there should be some kind of disadvantages that we have to bear. Now, why this company and investors should go for this IPOs? Obviously, there should be a valid point that they should go for IPOs. So we would know about this why this company or the investors should go for IPOs. Obviously, we have got a kind of knowledge that why should the company go for IPOs. Obviously, they need money, they need capital for their company to work on them. So that is why they need IPOs. Why should the investors go for IPOs? What are the profit they are making? What are the profit they could get from this IPOs? Obviously, they have to check onto that. So the primary objective is to raise the capital of a business. Okay. So obviously, if you are going to raise your capital, in this capital, by your capital only, there is a huge kind of profit in your company. Obviously, when you are going to invest in some kind of company or any kind of stocks and all, obviously you go through the company like what is the fundamentals, how the company is doing, what is his net worth, the capital, the profits, his debt, loans, and everything you go for. Okay, so obviously that is the first impression that we look after into a company. Next, if a company gets access to investment from the entire investing public to raise capital. Okay, so obviously here the company has to take
Good evening, participants. Sorry for the inconvenience caused. Ma'am has lost her network connection. She will be back soon.
Okay, ma'am. No problem.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, so sorry guys, I got disconnected. Okay, I'll just share the screen. Yeah, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Anyone can update me where I have left? I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
The IPOs, ma'am.
Okay. So, did I go for this slide?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. I think I have completed this slide.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Till
ma'am.
then,
You are
I was
completed.
audible. Okay then. Okay then, we'll go for this. So, why company and investors should go for this IPOs? Okay. So now we have gone through the basic knowledge about IPO. Now we have also gone through why should company go for IPOs in the example that we have gone through of Raj and Simran. Okay, so while they are getting into entrepreneurship and getting into a new business, so obviously they need some kind of money. So while getting into money, the loan or getting into bank or the angel investors, there are options, but this is kind of like they are starting off there in the initial stage. So obviously there are companies or the investors also not going to get the trust on them. Okay, so yeah, if we would go for this company, we may occur a loss. Okay, so they don't want to bear this kind of loss. Obviously there are companies who are launching the new companies or business ideas out there, so we are not going for the new business ideas. Okay, that is the thing. We should only go for the old companies, like there is ITC, the famous company called ITC, and also there are companies whom we can trust. Okay, so that is the thing, they didn't get the most trust from this investors or the bank itself to get the loans or the debt from them. So whom they trust on? The publics. Yeah, we should go for the public. We should make a trust on the public that they should go for our company and invest in our company. Okay, that is the reason why company go for IPOs. And why should investor go for IPOs? Obviously they are going to invest in this company, they should have the security, like yeah, I would invest my 10,000 money in this company. What if I bear a loss? What should the company will offer me in this kind of way? Okay, so according to this, the investors go for this IPOs. So in this points, the first point is the primary objective of IPO to raise the capital. So obviously, when you are going to invest in a company, you would look after the capitals, the net worth, the profits, the loans, the debts of the company. Okay, so you are not going to look after the company who are having a great amount of debt. Yeah, because they have to pay off the debt. Obviously they could have occurred loss from this. So obviously you would go for the company who have make a good amount of profit or who are having a good amount of capital in the company. So according to this research, you go for a certain company or stock while you are investing on the stock or the company. Okay, so that is the primary objective to raise the capital. Okay, next, obviously the company gets access to investment from the entire investing public to raise capital. So the company is getting the access. Yeah, if the public is supporting them, is like they are going to invest their money on this company, so obviously they are getting the access to invest. Okay, so that is the thing. It is both advantage from the initial public, the publics, also for the company, that they are getting the chance to get the investment. Okay, and there are many kind of facilities or the security that you are going to have with the company. So they will be providing you with the profits, and also by the research that you are making on whole basis of the then you are going to invest in a certain amount of company and with a certain amount of money. Okay. Now, obviously, we have discussed that if you are going for a company, you would look after the advantages, or in this case, we are going for a IPO. So we will know about what are the advantages of IPOs or what are the disadvantages of IPOs. Okay. Obviously, if we are having kind of advantage from this IPOs, there should be some kind of disadvantages for this IPOs. Obviously, nothing could be perfect here. So while we are going for the advantages, obviously it increases the transparency. Okay. So while we are going to like invest in this company, they are their amount of or the percentage of credit worth would get high. Okay. So as terms of private company, the credit worth or the credit borrowing terms would get high in this kind of private companies. So obviously, if Raj and Simran is going for IPO, so obviously the credit worth borrowing percentage would get high. That would benefit them in the future. Next, a public can raise additional funds in future through secondary offerings because it already has access to the public market through the IPO. Okay. So if the company is having the advantages, obviously the public is getting to get the advantage from this IPOs. Okay. So if the company is going to invest in this company, so in the future also they can go for secondary offerings. Okay, because they have the access for this public markets through this IPO. Okay, so we are having both of the advantages for this company also and for the publics also. Now, while you are going for IPO, obviously there have to you have to follow a certain process. Okay, there is no such thing that yeah, we'll just go for this, yeah, and this would be making us successful and all. Obviously, you have to follow some kind of steps or process. After then, the thing or the process or the work that you are going to offer would be successful. Okay. First, we are having the underwriters present proposals. So here in this word, we are having underwriters. So we should go like what is the meaning of this underwriters? So who are underwriters? The underwriters lead the IPO process. Okay, so they lead the team. Okay, like if you're having any kind of team, okay, we are having a kind of let's say a sports team. Okay, there should be a captain of the sports team. Let's say we are having a kabaddi team, so there should be one person who would be the captain who would be leading the team. In this case, in IPO's case, we are having underwriters who is leading the IPO process. Okay, and they are chosen by the company. In case of Raj and Simran's company, okay, let's say they have chosen one person to be the IPO, sorry, to be the underwriters for the company. Okay, he could be anyone. Okay, and it totally depends upon their worth. And like obviously if you are going to choose a underwriter, he would be very perfect. Okay, while I have taken the example of this kabaddi team, so while you are leading a team, you should be very perfect about your skills. You couldn't be leading the team by like you are lacking with the skills, you don't know about kabaddi, the rules and regulations. How can you lead the team? It could be a loss for you now. And in this case also, if the leader, the underwriter is not having those skills and all, obviously he could have get the loss for this company. So the underwriter should be very much skilled, while it should be chosen by the following company. Okay, so he have to manage the different parts of the IPO very collaboratively. Okay, so he have to get all the aspects of the IPO: due diligence, document preparation, filing, marketing, and insurance. Okay, so obviously when you are going for a company in this kind of, let's say the example of kabaddi team that I have taken. So while you are getting a team, okay, in kabaddi, you have some kind of rules and regulations. Okay, the other team gets onto your court, and they kind of catch one of the team members, or he can get onto two or three, or the whole team also. Okay, so what the team leader would do, he would make strategies for that. So he would make them aware that we have to do this way or that way, so that we can catch the opponent and we would make a point. Okay, in this way also we are having the underwriter, he would make some kind of strategies. Also he have to go for the documents what are required in this IPO process, and also the due diligence. It means the rules and regulations what should be followed while going for initial public offerings. Also the filing, the document filing, the marketing. Obviously if you are going for IPO, you have to market your company na. They are not going to invest in your company by any way. Okay, you have to showcase your best way, that in this way we are the best, on that way we are the best. So you have to do the marketing for that, and also the influence. Okay, if you are kind of bearing any kind of loss, he have to or she have to bear them or have to tackle them. Okay, in this way underwriters present the proposals. Okay, so first step that we have gone through, that the company have to choose a underwriter. Okay, so while the underwriter is chosen, now the company and they have to go through a certain kind of documentations. Okay, what are the underwriting terms through an underwriting agreement. Okay, if we are going to get a team leader, let's say in kind of kabaddi team. Okay, so if you are going to choose a team leader, obviously he would have some kind of strategies, another kind of strategies that he is having in your mind. So he would explain them to you, the team members there. Okay, so in every way the team members will understand the things that are going to be in this kabaddi like game and all. So he would be following the rules and regulations, and obviously some kind of other strategies. So he would be following all of them and would consider them to the team members. In this case also, if you are going to choose an underwriter, you have to go under some kind of terms and also the agreement by underwriting. Okay, now next, we are having the IPO teams are formed comprising underwriters, lawyers, certified public accountants, and also securities and exchange commissions and experts. Okay, so if you are going to form this IPO or going to like market this IPO in front of the publics and all, so you have to go through the underwriters that I have mentioned earlier. Also there are lawyers that you have to go through, like they have to take the initiations, whatever the things should be there. Also the CPAs, that is certified public accountants. Okay, whatever the net worth, like the whatever the accountants do in calculating your capitals and net worth and profits and everything, they will be looking after it. And also the securities and exchange experts. Okay, so these are the main persons that they are going to be a part while you are going to offer a kind of public like initial public offerings to the like to the publics out there, to the shares. Okay, now there are also various kind of steps that we have to follow. We have gone through the persons and also the main person, that is our underwriter. Now whatever the things we would be following, the market, like when we are going to market our IPO, our shares in front of our public, obviously we have to go through with the some kind of process and all. So first we are having the information regarding the company is compiled for required IPO documentation. Okay, so if you are going to like offer a kind of share to the public, obviously the company's information would be needed. Okay, so in the first and foremost thing I have mentioned, that if you are going for IPO, obviously the public would be looking for your company. So that what are the fundamentals, like what are the profits, how the like how the company is doing, how is the capital, the net worth. Obviously these are the things are required while they look after it. So obviously the information of the company would be required while they are going for the documentation of the IPO. Okay, first, it is the S1 registration statement. It is a primary IPO filing document. Okay, it is a kind of statement while they have to register their company in this IPO. Okay, so they have to first registration. Obviously, in any kind of way, if you are also like you are just installed a good app. Okay, let's say you have installed, let's take the example of PUBG. Okay, so if you are going to install this app, so obviously you have to register first. Okay, so you have to just register first, and then after, if you open the app, then you can log in into the app. So in this kind of IPO also, they have to register first. Okay, that is the S1 registration statement. Okay. Next, marketing materials are created for pre-marketing of the new stock instruments. So obviously, I have mentioned that marketing is very much required. Okay, if we are going to start off a company and the publics are not aware of your company much, and also they are not so much aware that yeah, they are going to like go for a IPO in this coming days. So you have to do the marketing, and it totally depends upon you how you are going to market. So you have to consider the marketing materials that you are going to follow in the further process. Okay, so first it is the underwriters and executives market the share instruments to estimate demand and establish a final offering price. Okay, so first of all, what they do, the underwriters and the executives, like they market for the IPOs of like certain company and get the maximum or the like fixed amount of that they are going to offer to the publics. Okay, obviously recently we are having the IPO of Zomato shares. Okay, so we'll discuss about that now. Yeah, next the companies have to take some kind of steps to meet the public shares requirements and also the filing requirements. So they have to follow some kind of steps. Obviously they are following this whole steps, and this step is also required while taking the IPO. Then form a board of directors. So I hope everyone is aware of who are board of directors. So they have so they also have to form a board of directors who are going to manage the whole IPO. Okay. Next, we have to ensure processes for reporting auditable financial and accounting information every quarter. Now, if we are going to offer a IPO, obviously whatever the incomes, the loss, whatever the variance would be there, they have to be audited. Okay, we are making the accounts of that. We are calculating the whole amount, whatever is required, whatever is not required, and after calculation of whole the thing, the auditors are going to audit those things. Okay, so I hope everyone is aware of this word auditor. I hope so. And I'll just inform you what is auditors do. So what auditors do, they just look after the accounts. Okay, if there is kind of any kind of like let's say and if anyone have gone through any kind of blackmailing, or let's say that black money. Okay, they kind of take some kind of money for their profits and all. So they look after it, the auditors look after it, that there is any kind of that money reduction or money addition in the scene. Okay, so that is the thing. So the company issues its shares on an IPO date. So anyone is aware of what is IPO date, as Zomato is in like very hot news, as I can see from past 1 week to 2 week. So is anyone is aware of what is IPO date?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please.
14th to 16th.
Okay, thank you. So as you have told me that 14 to 16. So what is IPO date? Like they are going to open the market. Okay, when the company like going to offer their shares to the public, and the public are going to invest their money on that shares. Okay, so it is a kind of, it totally depends upon the company from which date to which date it is possible, and for how long they are going to open the market for this offerings. Okay, so it is called the IPO date. Next, we are having the same, some post IPO provisions may be instituted. Okay, so after post IPO, like if we are done with the IPO, after then there are some provisions that should be constructed and that should be constituted. Okay, obviously we have worked for the pre IPO. Okay, we have worked for the registration part, filing documents, marketing part, also the lawyers, the other person who are having their part in this IPO. Obviously, everyone has worked on that. After IPO is done, there are some kind of provisions that we have to follow. Okay. So it is kind of this way. The underwriters may have a specified time frame to buy an additional number of shares after the initial public offering date. Okay. So as anyone have mentioned that we are having the Zomato IPO date is up to 14th to 16th. Okay, so anyone can tell me what is the additional number of shares could hamper this IPO? Anyone?
Ma'am, can you explain the question, please?
Yeah, I was asking about the what is the additional number of shares can hamper this IPO?
No idea, ma'am.
No idea. Okay, no one is there. If anyone can share what is this additional number of shares that is uh, going to help after the IPO date? Okay, I think no one is aware of that. So, like say, 14 to 16, we are we are having the date of Zomato IPO. Okay. After this, if the IPO is going good, okay, if there are publics, they are investing on that shares, and there is a kind of good amount of profit for the company. So what they offer, they kind of offer a additional number of shares after the IPO date. Okay, so let's say kind of example 14 to 16 we are having the date of Zomato IPO. Okay, then they look after to the market and publics that yeah, there is a huge demand of Zomato IPO, and we are making a good amount of profit. So what we'll do, we would make a strategy and offer additional number of shares. Okay, let's say they have made the date of 20th of July. Okay, so they release the date of 20th of July, that yeah, that we are going to offer additional number of shares on 20th of July, so you can uh, invest on this date. Okay, so that is the thing, that we are having the date that is fixed there, but after the initiation of the 14 to 16 investment of the shares, we are having another more day to invest our money on this Zomato IPO. In this way, that works. Okay.
So,
Next,
ma'am, you mean that after IPO has been subscribed, we can also have a chance to subscribe
yes,
again on 20th?
yes, yes, yes.
Is it for every
Like there
IPO
are,
or is it for just for Zomato?
no, no, it is not for Zomato only. It is possible for every kind of IPO. If any kind of company is going to offer their IPO, if they are looking after to the market that we are having good amount of profit from this publics, though, so then they will decide that in this date we'll just share, or we just initiate a kind of additional share to the publics out there. Okay, so it totally depends upon the company.
So, ma'am, what do we call this? Is it FPO or what? What do we call this?
No, no, we don't call it FPO. That is, FPO is the secondary way. If the company have done, for example, let's say Zomato have initiated a IPO in this year, in this month July. Okay, so let's say that Zomato is a good company and they are making a good making a good amount of profit, or also we are going through the news trends out there. So we can see that Zomato is going into a very good line. Okay, so after this year, they have calculated all the like
मैम
investment. Yes.
मैम एक्चुअली वो बोनस शेयर्स होंगे या राइट शेयर, वो
Yeah,
आईपीओ के बाद में होता?
I'll get into that. फर्स्ट मैं उनका शेयर कर देती हूँ. So जैसे मैंने बताया कि first that IPO that they have gone into a IPO, okay, in this year. So as they have calculated with the like profits and all, so they are getting a good amount of profit from it. Okay, so let's say in 2025 they are kind of having a sort of money in their budget list. Okay, so they have gone into the list of the company that yeah, from history we have gone into this and all. Okay, so they have a good amount of idea that yeah, in 2021 we have offered initial public offerings. Okay, so let's say in this year also we will go for this idea. So then it would be called as FPO, that is follow up public sharing. Okay, that is the thing. And yeah, next, who was asking?
मी
Yeah, please you can repeat the question.
जो एडिशनल शेयर्स मिलेंगे वो बोनस शेयर्स मिलते हैं, राइट शेयर?
हाँ, वो बोनस शेयर्स है. ओके, सो वो बोनस है जैसे कि तुम कोई भी एक गेम खेल रहे हो, ठीक है, तो तुमको ऑफर मिला है लेट्स से कि ये दोनों दिन में तुम्हारा मैचेस होगा, ठीक है, और तुमने बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म किया और तुम्हें बहुत अच्छे लाइक पॉइंट्स भी मिले, और तुमको अगर मौका मिलता देन यू हैव आल्सो अर्न अ गुड अमाउंट ऑफ पॉइंट्स. ओके, सो बट 2 दिन का ही ये गेम था और तुमको और ज्यादा मौका नहीं मिला, बट तुम खेलना चाहते थे. तो क्या हुआ कि तुमने उनसे बात किया जो भी अथॉरिटीज है, और वो लोग क्या किए, एक और दिन ऐसे निकाले कि हाँ, इनको चांस दे सकते हैं. तो वो हो गया तुम्हारा बोनस तुमको एक ऑफर मिला. तो इसमें भी तुमको एक बोनस ऑफर मिल रहा है कंपनी की तरफ से कि हाँ, एक और दिन हम लोग इनको चांस देंगे कि वो अपना अमाउंट इन्वेस्ट कर सके. ठीक है.
Ma'am,
थैंक यू मैम.
ma'am, I had a doubt, ma'am. Ma'am, like there are only like 4 to 5 days in this. Ma'am, can I continue, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, ma'am. Like in this time only we can buy like initial offering like from 14 to 16 we can buy that company's shares, but after that we can't buy. So if we buy after that also, like हम जब देखते हैं search करते हैं, if we buy that, these are the people who are already bought and अब ये लोग sale कर रहे हैं, right?
Yeah.
तो मोस्टली हमारा स्टॉक मार्केट एंटायर थिंग कैसे रहता है कि ओनली जो नॉट डायरेक्टली कंपनी जो सेल कर रहा है, जो ऑलरेडी जो खरीदे हैं या जो बेचना चाहते हैं, जो बाय करना चाहते हैं, ये लोग से हम लोग खरीदते हैं, राइट मैम?
Yeah.
मैम एंड आई वांटेड टू नो वन मोर थिंग मैम, जो आपने फॉलो अप बोला है ना, सो
हाँ.
ऑलरेडी इनिशियल ऑफरिंग में शायद एक 100 शेयर्स दे दिया मैम, उसके बाद फिर से फॉलो अप में फिर से बढ़ा रहा है
फिर
शेयर्स.
से फिर से वो बढ़ा रहे हैं, वो उसको फॉलो कर रहे हैं.
तो ये कहाँ से आया मैम? क्या मेरा शेयर हाफ में बढ़ गया है या फिर वो लोग नया शेयर्स कहाँ से ला रहे हैं?
ये नया शेयर्स, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली उनका जो ये टाइम पीरियड रहा उस पर भी वो लोग काम किए हैं, तो उसमें ही वो एक काइंड ऑफ इंक्रीमेंट उस पर डाल रहे हैं कि हाँ, इस बार मैंने लेट्स से 500 का इनिशियल पब्लिक ऑफर ये मैंने ऑफर किया था, लेट्स से इन आफ्टर 5 to 10 years आई हैव ऑफर्ड 1000 इनिशियल पब्लिक शेयर्स. ओके, तो ये क्या हुआ, उसी में वो लोग एड ऑन कर दिए, ठीक है, 500 से 1000 हो गया, 500 शेयर्स और वो लोग लगा, ठीक है. दैट इज ओके. ये क्या हो रहा है, फॉलो अप हो रहा है इन द फ्यूचर. ये टोटली डिपेंड्स अपॉन द कंपनी. अगर वो लोग को लग रहा है कि हाँ, मुझे ये चाहिए, एफपीओ चाहिए, ऑब्वियसली उनके पास अगर देखिए 2021 में जोमेटो को लाइक उन लोगों को अच्छा खासा प्रॉफिट उनको मिल गया है इससे, अब मुझे फ्यूचर में उतना ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगा, फ्यूचर में जाके मैं लोन ले सकता हूँ बैंक से, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली मुझे इससे प्रॉफिट हुआ है, तो इस बार मुझे मेरा कुछ भी डेट रहा, कुछ भी मेरा अगर लोन्स मैं भी कैरी भी कर रहा हूँ, तो मैं उसको चुका सकता हूँ, मुझे इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी. बट अगर उस पे भी उनको भरोसा नहीं हो रहा है, या फिर जो इन्वेस्टर्स हैं, एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स होते हैं, वेंचर कैपिटल्स होते हैं, वो टोटली कंपनी का पूरा चेक करते हैं, फंडामेंटल्स, टेक्निकल्स पूरा चेक करके देन ही उस पे, उस कंपनी पे वो इन्वेस्ट करते हैं। तो अगर फिर भी उनको उससे वहां से ट्रस्ट नहीं मिल रहा है, देन वो क्या करते हैं कि हाँ चलो हम लोग ये चांस फिर से ले सकते हैं, या हम लोग एफपीओ के लिए जा सकते हैं, देन वो फॉलो अप
मैम एक्चुअली मुझे क्या था
करते
कि
हैं।
अगर मेरा शेयर का ₹2 है मैम, तो
हम्म,
अगर ज्यादा बढ़ा दिए तो मेरा जो मैंने मेरा जो आई मीन जितना परसेंट मैं ओन करता हूँ कंपनी का,
हम्म,
क्या मेरा डिक्रीज हो रहा है या फिर अमाउंट से मैं, या मुझे कुछ नेगेटिव में कुछ इफेक्ट हो रहा है क्या जब शेयर ज्यादा बढ़ा रहे हैं ये लोग, तो
हाँ
वो।
ऑब्वियसली देखो, तुम्हारा शेयर्स बढ़ रहा है तो तुम्हारा प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी भी इसमें बढ़ रहा है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे देखो हम लोग का ईयर्स जब आगे बढ़ता है, ऑब्वियसली जो मनी का परसेंटेज है और उसका वैल्यू भी है वो भी चेंज होता है, ठीक है। ऑब्वियसली यहाँ पे अभी जैसे कि मैं देख सकती हूँ, हम लोग अगर कंसिडर करें $1 पे अभी हम लोग का लेट्स से 74 to 75 अमाउंट चल रहा है, ठीक है। हो सकता है कि आगे जाके इकोनॉमी लॉस भी कर सकता है या फिर प्रॉफिट भी कर सकता है। तो ये टोटली डिपेंड करता है कि कंपनी कैसे परफॉर्म कर रही है ये कमिंग ईयर्स में, कि जैसे 2021 में जोमेटो ऐसे परफॉर्म किया है, तो आगे वो कैसा परफॉर्म करने वाली है और हम लोग को कैसा प्रॉफिट देने वाली है बाय द ईयर 2025। ओके, तो इसमें भी हम लोग का टोटली डिपेंड करता है कि कंपनी कैसे परफॉर्म कर रही है, उस पर हम लोग का प्रॉफिट या लॉस दोनों हम लोग का डिपेंड करता है।
ओके मैम, थैंक यू मैम।
थैंक यू। Okay, let's move on to the next. So obviously, we have gone through the IPO, whatever the disadvantages and advantages of IPO, the process, and also how it could be benefited for the company as well as the investors. Now the hot topic is up onto Zomato. So Zomato, how Zomato is going to perform or performing in this market. Okay, so we are having the IPO of Zomato from 14 to 16 as mentioned by someone. Okay, so obviously we are knowing about this Zomato company. Okay, everyone loves to order from Zomato. In this kind of lockdown also, there are people who are they are not being able to go to the restaurants or any kind of hotels or something. So what will they do? They will just order from Zomato. So Zomato will just take the order, and within some minutes they will deliver the product to us. So in this way Zomato have helped many kind of persons, and also it is not possible, like obviously you guys are eating that same kind of foods every day, or like kind of same. Okay, so like somewhere, or you are craving for some kind of different food, so you will definitely go for Zomato or Swiggy out there. Okay, so you just go Zomato app and just order this food, and you will just get the food to your doorstep. Okay, so now Zomato, we got the news that Zomato is like offering shares to the publics. So in this year, Zomato has been performing very well in the market, not on this the domestic market, also internationally they are working very well. Okay, so you can see, including India, Zomato is present in 10,000 cities across 24 countries. Okay, so we are having almost 300 countries out there in our world. Okay, so we can see like the presence up to 24 countries, it could hamper a lot. They are making a good amount of profit. While we are looking for the IPO of Zomato, we'll get into the details, like if the Zomato company is doing well, or if they are having any kind of other branches, if they are like working worldwide, how is the company's capital, the profit, the amount of loss that they are bearing. Obviously, we will look after it. So, as we can see, including India, we are having all, they are present in 10,000 plus cities across 24 countries. Okay. Then they are also having 1.5 lakh restaurant partners. So while you are ordering in Zomato now, so you can see many kind of restaurants out there. Okay, obviously they are in the partnership of this restaurants. Okay, like if you are ordering from Zomato, like there is a restaurant in nearby in your nearby something kind of 2 point something kilometer from your home, but you are searching for this restaurant but it is not showing there. So you are in confusion that yeah, I just want this restaurant where the food is really tasty and healthy and all, but I'm not getting this restaurant in this Zomato. Why? Because Zomato is not a partnership of that restaurant. Okay, so obviously if they are in partnership of the restaurant, then you can order your food from that particular restaurant. So Zomato is having 1.5 lakh restaurant partners. Okay, so the number of delivery restaurants on Zomato has grown nearly five times multiple in the last 3 years. Okay, in just last 3 years, they have been grown up very much. Okay, that we can see just when you are having let's say you are having three balls. Okay, then it grown up into five multiples. Okay, you can see the level how it have grown up in this last 3 years only, just in 3 years. Okay, it kind of just a Zomato online app from where you will just order some kind of food, and this in this last 3 years only it has grown up very much. Okay, so obviously you can see the yeah, from 3 years, from the last 3 years, if they have been working very well, so obviously in the future we can expect a good amount of profit from this company. So by this way I can invest in this company. Okay, then here it is mentioned the 30 minutes delivery time. Obviously if you are craving for something, some food, you need the food instantly. The fastest get the term fastest, but it is having a kind of very fast delivery time. Okay, you'll not go for like delivered to my home by 10 p.m. After that your craving will be done. Yeah, I'm done, I'm not going to eat this kind of food or anything. So Zomato makes it possible within 30 to 40 minutes only. They try to deliver your food to the doorstep of your home. Okay, it could be like very far from home. The restaurant is very far from your home, but they make it possible to deliver you to the fastest. Okay, these are the things. These are the company. Apart from having the fundamentals of this company, the technical analysis of this company, only by looking after all of this, the analysis of this company, if this company is look after all the balance sheet, profit and loss statements, then you are having the ratios, profit earning ratios, all of this. After researching all of this, you will go for this company. Okay, that is the thing that you have to follow. So any kind of questions or doubts if anyone is having?
I have one doubt.
Yeah, please.
Is bonus share, IPO, and FPO part of authorized capital?
Yes, they are part of authorized capital. Obviously, the authorized capital is the main one, and then we are having the bonus shares, the right shares are the part of this authorized capital.
So, after IPO, if suppose Zomato plans to issue bonus shares, and if in future they also want to go for FPO, so will the percentage of FPO IPO will lessen due to the fact that they have issued bonus shares in the past?
Yeah, they can make it. It totally depends upon then what are the requirements of the company. It is totally depend upon the requirements of the company. Obviously, if they don't want this huge amount of IPO, let's say in this year they have shared 1,000 shares of IPO. In the next years, let's say in 2025, they don't need that 1,000 shares of IPO. They'll just go for 800 shares of IPO. So they can go for it. It totally depends upon the requirement of the company, how they need it, and whatever the amount or the quantity they need it.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
anyone else?
Hello,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yes.
Yeah, I was just asking about you were saying that you can also apply it for the IPO again. Like if the company has got like oversubscribed, then it can also open for again like for some shares. So is there any criteria for it, or like every company can do? What do we exactly call the term? Like, is it open for retail? I just wanted to know about the details of how to like subscribe for it and all this thing.
Yeah, so you have to go for the process and like in kind of Zomato, let's say. So if they are going to like get a bonus share in the future, let's say like 20th of July, we will take the example. So obviously there is no such requirements that yeah we have to go through this policy and all. Obviously you can go for it. It totally depends upon the company how they are going to manage this shares or whatever the steps they are going to offer you in this way. You have to follow this. Obviously the company will mention that in this process, in this steps you have to be followed, that you have to follow while you are going for this bonus shares. Okay.
No, ma'am. I was asking that what terms or what conditions should the company fulfill for like again launching an IPO? Like once they have launched, again they have to launch it. So what are the conditions they have to fulfill so they can again apply, so they can again open for those subscriptions? Hello.
So while you have asked like what are the terms and conditions while you are going for it. So obviously FPO, obviously there should be shares. Okay. What is the eligibility? It would be dependent on the company, or it would be given by the company that these are the eligibility or whatever the process or whatever the steps that you have to follow. So obviously if you are going for the eligibility, they will mention that these are the points that are that you have asked for. Okay. So there is not so much history behind it, or not so much theory that you have to follow while you are going for bonus shares. Obviously the eligibility would is mentioned by the company be eligible under these terms and conditions, and thereafter you can go for this.
And one more thing, you said that underwriters can buy the shares, like some of the shares. So why will they buy the shares of that
And
company?
underwriters, no, underwriters they lead the IPO. Okay, they lead the company, like in which process they have to follow these things. Okay. Like I have also taken the example of this kabaddi team and team leader now. So in this way they will follow up the things like yeah these are the documents filing that you have to go through. They are not going to buy the shares. Obviously they are leading the team. Okay. So thereafter after underwriters there are persons who will look after this IPO. There are lawyers, there are CPAs, there there are stock and exchange commission rates that will be considered while you are going for this IPO. So obviously it is a teamwork that you have to follow, and for this team the underwriters are the team leaders that will be following the whole IPO process, and he will be leading the thing that yeah, for this we'll just take up this strategy or take up that strategy, or these are the strategies that we should follow, or we should stop this thing.
Okay, so
So the
what happens if the company has not fully subscribed?
yeah, so obviously if they are not fully subscribed, there are some kind of shares that are gone into loss, so they have to bear that loss. So yeah, obviously if they are going to bear loss, they would have their another kind of strategies to bear these losses and all. Okay, anyone else?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
So in the morning, I went to this image. It was regarding Zomato share. So it was
Mm-hmm.
like face value rupees 10 for equity share,
Okay.
IPO price 70 to 76 rupees for equity
Yes.
share.
Yes.
So what's the face value? I didn't understand why it is 10 for equity share.
Okay, so as you have mentioned, no, there is kind of shares amount and the amount that you have mentioned also. So if you are a financial person, no, so you have these things, or also you have gone through these things in class 11th or 12th. Okay, so we are having this the share capital and the amount for this. We'll just into like we'll just multiply this. Okay, if we are having the share amount of, let's say they are offering let's say 3000 shares. Okay, and the price is 10 rupees per share. Okay, so what we'll just do, we'll just multiply it. Okay, and the issued capital, the paid up capital will be there for you. And there is one more thing that is you have mentioned, that is IPO. So IPO's price is about 72 to 74, 74 per share, I think. So that is the another thing, that IPO on what amount of IPO, like how much quantity you need. Let's say you need, let's say 10 quantities of shares, and the amount of IPO is 72 to 74. So it would be like the amount would be 720. Okay, and that you have also mentioned the equity shares there that they are offering. So that I have mentioned 3000 shares, and the amount of rupees 10 per shares. So 3000 into 10, that would be 30,000. Okay, on that amount the equity paid up capital would be mentioned. Okay, so that is I it will not look after this as a same thing. So obviously you have to take care of these things as a differentiate basis. Okay, anyone else? Okay, I think everyone is done then. If anyone is having issues, can totally open up his mic and speak up.
Ma'am, are you a trader or you an investor?
Yeah, I'll just look after the market. It totally depends upon the market. Okay, and also I'll just look into it. There is very much learnings that you can go after the market, and go into the market. And yeah, if I find a good amount of profit, and yeah, I can see that yeah, this company is doing good. Obviously, I'll just go and invest in this company. And as a trader, also I'll like trading, like yeah, there is companies or stock market. I really like stock market. There is a great learning that I can learn from the stock market. And so my mentor, they like or they needs to offer this thing, this strategies that I can follow. So obviously I take the strategies from them and apply to the market, and kind of also I tell my friends that yeah, you can go for this also, we discuss about this. So yeah, if the market is going good, obviously I am a financial person, I'll go for both the things, I'll not lose any of the opportunities. Okay, so that is the thing. uh, you have the option for both, so you can go for it.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, I just wanted to ask that for curiosity perspective, like, what, which courses are better? Like, is it CA is it better or CFA? Like, are you a CA or CFA? So, you can guide me, like, what is better for finance?
Okay, so CA and CFA is totally both different perspective and totally different topics. So CA, they look after to the accounts. Okay, like if a company is if a company is doing the like any kind of company is there. So CAs, what they do for, they look after the balance sheets, they look after the profits, whatever the profits are there, they look after this, and all of these calculations they do for it. Okay, and there is CFAs. They are the financial persons. Okay, the CA are looking after the accountants, and the CFAs are looking to the financial perspective. Okay, in financial you will get into the equities, derivatives, and every kind of topics are included in CFA. And in chartered accountants, you are having the topics of, let's say, balance sheets, profit and loss company, and there are a number of things. So it is totally depends upon you, that if you're interested in this equity, share markets, derivatives, and all, stock markets or all, or if you are interested in this balance sheets, looking after to the accounts of the companies. It totally depends upon your knowledge and interest. Okay.
Ma'am, you want to say that this CFA is the financial system,
Yes, yes.
or CA is all about auditing and etc.
Yeah, auditing is different. Okay, accounts is like calculation of the profits and loss of the companies and all. Okay, and after the calculation and all, auditor, what they do, they will just look after that what are the calculations, it is it done correctly or not, they look after those. Okay, and CFA is totally a different kind of perspective, they are looking after to the shares, equity markets, and all. Okay.
Like I am doing the CA.
Okay. So you are interested in the stock markets and all?
Yeah, my father do it.
Okay. Yeah. So every kind of way can go for this and all. So yeah, obviously we will be updating you in any way, in every way. So you will look after to the whole of this session. So yeah. So
My Demat account has not opened yet.
okay, no issues. We
Still in
will
the
help you in
intermediate.
this. Okay, no issues. We'll help you in this,
Ma'am,
and
so are
everyone is.
you a CA or a CFA? Matlab, I mean, was wanted to know this for.
Yeah, yeah, I have been gone for the financial, because I kind of like the financial aspect, that or the things that are included in this financial aspect. So yeah.
No,
CFA
are
is
you a
only
CA? Like, have you pursued CA or a CFA?